The guns, the drugs, the freak-off supplies, the freak-off supplies, the freak-off supplies.
A lot of craziness, man. A lot of shenanigans, as we expected to happen outside of the Sean Combs trial. A lot of drama in the courtroom, but there's equally, maybe not equally just as much, but there's the fair share of drama outside of the courtroom, in the streets, in front of the court. You know, we see people bum rushing, harassing the family, Sean Combs' family, his moms, his kids, his son.
Dad gonna walk, bro. They ain't talking about nothing in court. Yes, sir. Young Diddy, your daddy looking like he gonna walk out of there, bro.
As they walk into the courtroom, bombarding them with phones and cameras and asking them questions on all of the craziness. But then we have, you know, fellow content creators that want to run up on people and just want to be very disrespectful. And there was an incident that had happened previously. Let me tell you what had happened. Let me tell you who I am. I'm Anthony, and you're watching E for One.
Entertainment for one. Toronto, Canada. Live and direct.
E for One broadcast right now.
E for One broadcast right now.
And subscribe to the channel, like the video and all of that. Gene Deal, who was former bodyguard for Sean Combs, very respected in the industry, very respected dude. Gene Deal, highly respected Gene Deal, who you see him on a lot of platforms, doing a lot of interviews. He has his own YouTube channel. He was pretty much, shall I say, I'm not going to even say harass, because, you know what I'm saying, nobody can harass Gene Deal, because Gene Deal stands on business. He ain't going for the BS. He ain't going for the bullshit. So somebody just basically tried to, you know, talk to Gene Deal outside of the courtroom.
In 2004, you was at a party with P. Diddy and you held him down with 2 minor kids. I did an interview with him on my YouTube last night. What do you have to say about that, Gene? What about Ryan Pittman? What about what you did to Ryan Pittman? What about Ryan Pittman, Gene Deal? I interviewed him last night. He said you was at a puffy party.
She was good.
You gave him E-pills and he held 2 minors down as well as him, Gene. I interviewed him on my YouTube last night, Gene. He filed a lawsuit.
Right. See you when you get inside.
Right.
You coming back in, right? I'll see you when you get inside.
You coming back out?
Diddy ain't do it.
But somebody tried to play Gene Deal for a fool outside of the courtroom. So basically, Gene Deal, you know, he let it slide. But once they actually got in the courtroom, and, you know, there's an area of the courtroom designated for people to just, you know, of course, go and not participate, but just go and watch what's going on. There's 2 different rooms. There's 2 different rooms. There's an overflow room, and then there's the actual courtroom where people can go in. So this particular content creator, YouTube, him and Gene Deal had a little altercation on the inside, where Gene Deal, according to Gene Deal, this is the way Gene Deal told it, he approached him, and Gene Deal was like, okay, pretty much like, what's your problem with me? And they got into a little back and forth. And according to Gene Deal, in his words, Gene said, I took it back to 1992.
He said, well, you ain't gonna tell me how to get the contact. And as soon as he said that, and he came like he was coming close to me, I took it back to 92. Wu-Tang. Protect your neck.
I think we all know what that means, you know, without even coming out and saying what allegedly possibly happened. I mean, what allegedly possibly happened was the guy got touched. You know what I mean? Gene Deal had to do the holiest of things and lay hands on him. I feel sorry for that guy. Anybody, number one, that's out here clout chasing, and number 2, just trying to that's begging that much for fame. It's not that serious. But Gene Deal, can you blame him for wanting to protect himself? So it's just a sight to see. That was just one of the incidents that has happened. It's just a sight to see, like, the circus that's going on outside the courtroom. And as you can see in the footage, you know, and everything, that, you know, Gene Deal wasn't having it even outside of the courtroom. Gene Deal was standing on business.
You can't. I'm not the type of dude that you can come up on like.
Bro, listen. We out here
what kind of content.
You're not gonna tell me what to do.
You can't come up on me.
Bro, listen.
If you come up on me, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
And you gotta respect him for that. People want they 60 seconds of fame. You know, they 12 inches of fame. Shout out to Hype in Philly. My brother, congratulations on everything. You already know what I'm talking about. But people want they 12 inches of fame. They 6 inches of fame. You know what I mean? But the premise of what I'm saying is everybody's looking for that one moment. I'm looking for that one moment. That's why, you know, I do this. But I'm doing this out of love for the game, not just because I'm looking for views or I'm doing it to harass people or shit on people. I don't move like that. Even though you might catch a stray, depending on who you are, whether you're a viewer in the comment section acting crazy, or if it's something that I'm talking about and I just don't necessarily like or agree with, you might catch a stray. But it's a way to go about doing it. It's a way to address something without being disrespectful. Thank you for watching the E for One broadcast. E for One broadcast right now. Peace. Check you later.
A late night groove. It's like Lady High Noon, higher the moon, brighter the stars, like maneuver circling.